In Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the Freddy mask serves as one of the most vital survival tools. By putting it on, the night guard can fool the wandering animatronics into thinking they are one of their own. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and even the more aggressive, withered animatronics all fall for this trick. However, one figure stands apart from the rest, one that cannot be deceived. The marionette, or the puppet, is the only entity in FNAF 2 that completely ignores the mask. No matter how quickly the player puts it on, the puppet will still attack if its music box is left unwound. But why? What makes it different from the others? Unlike the other animatronics, which rely on simple programming, the marionette is something more supernatural. It is not just a machine, but a being bound by soul and agony. Unlike Freddy, Bonnie, or Foxy, the puppet is not just an animatronic. It is a vessel for the spirit of Charlotte Emily, the daughter of Fazbear Entertainment's co-founder, Henry Emily. Charlotte was tragically murdered by William Afton, locked outside in the rain and left vulnerable to his attack. However, rather than becoming trapped in a standard animatronic like the other missing children, her soul found refuge inside the puppet. This immediately sets the puppet apart from others. While animatronics are bound by their programming, plus the souls that are inside, the marionette operates by supernatural will. It doesn't follow the same mechanical rules. Instead, it moves with purpose, acting as both a protector and an avenger for the lost souls within Freddy's Pizzeria. Because of its spiritual nature, the puppet does not rely on basic visual recognition like the other animatronics. The toy and withered animatronics are fooled by the Freddy mask because their programming tells them if it looks like Freddy, it must be Freddy. But the puppet does not rely on sight in the same way. Instead, it can see beyond the mask, beyond the physical realm itself. The Five Nights at Freddy's series heavily explores the concept of remnant and agony, both supernatural forces that allow spirits to linger and possess animatronics. The marionette is one of the first characters in the franchise directly tied to these forces. Unlike the standard animatronics, which mistake the night guard for another robot when wearing the Freddy mask, the puppet is aware of human souls. It does not rely on facial recognition or security protocols. Instead, it can sense the presence of life and emotion. This ability is heavily implied in FNAF 3, where we see the marionette giving life to other murdered children by allowing them to possess the animatronics. So then, if it has the ability to transfer souls, then it likely has the ability to detect them as well. To the puppet, the Freddy mask is nothing more than a piece of plastic. The night guard might look like an animatronic on the surface, but beneath the mask, their soul radiates life, something that the puppet can sense immediately. The FNAF lore suggests that spirits bound to remnant and agony have heightened abilities beyond those of normal ghosts. Since the puppet's origins involve a violent and tragic death, it is one of the most powerful spirits in the series. The shadow animatronics, which are also believed to be formed from agony, exhibit supernatural traits such as phasing through walls and existing outside the normal world. The puppet likely possesses similar qualities, giving it a sixth sense beyond what normal animatronics have. It doesn't see in the traditional sense. It feels, it senses, and it knows. No matter how well the night guard can hide, they cannot hide their soul. The puppet's aggression is also not random. It doesn't attack for the sake of malice. Instead, its behavior is driven by its mission to protect the souls of the murdered children. This ties into why the puppet cannot be fooled by the Freddy mask. Unlike the other animatronics, which are simply hunting down intruders because of faulty programming, the marionette is choosing its targets based on its own intelligence and judgment. It is likely that the puppet believes the night guard is a threat. The missing children's incident involved an adult, William Afton, murdering 5 children and stuffing their bodies into animatronic suits. The puppet, having witnessed this firsthand, is highly aware of how dangerous adults can be. From the puppet's perspective, an adult is working a night shift in the pizzeria. This is exactly what William Afton did. Therefore, this person could also be a murderer. While the toy and withered animatronics act out of confusion, attacking anyone in a security uniform, the puppet acts out of pure vengeance and protection. It will not allow another murderer to harm more children. In this case, the Freddy mask is meaningless to it because the mask is not enough to erase what the night guard truly is, a living adult inside a haunted restaurant. The music box mechanic in FNAF 2 is the only way to stop the puppet from attacking. This is unique because no other animatronic in the series has such a specific requirement for survival. This raises the question, why does the puppet stop attacking if the music box is wound up? One possible explanation is that the music is calming to the puppet, acting as a lullaby that brings down its rage. Charlotte's spirit is still a child at heart, and the music might remind her of her past life, preventing her from becoming overwhelmed with anger and grief. Alternatively, the music box could act as a tether, keeping the puppet contained. If it is left unwound, its restraint is broken, and its raw emotion, its desire for justice, takes over, leading to an immediate attack. So, according to FNAF lore, William Afton, the notorious serial killer and co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment, saw Charlotte as an easy target. The security systems had locked her out of the restaurant, leaving her vulnerable in the cold rain. As the storm raged around her, Afton struck, killing her and leaving her lifeless body by the dumpster. But death obviously was not the end for Charlotte. Unlike the other murdered children whose spirits would later possess the animatronics inside the pizzeria, Charlotte's soul found refuge inside the puppet. Whether by sheer will or some supernatural force, she bonded with it, using its body as a vessel. This wasn't just possession, it was a rebirth. And with this new form, she took on a single unwavering purpose: to protect the other lost souls and exact vengeance on William Afton. Ultimately, the puppet's unyielding ability to see through disguises makes it one of the most terrifying and tragic figures in Five Nights at Freddy's. It is not merely hunting for sport, it is searching for justice, ensuring that no more children fall victim to the horrors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and no plastic mask will ever be enough to fool its unblinking gaze.